Hi, this is Julie Crane and Julia with you again from Harriet's house. And today we are going to talk about the issue of internet safety. So, traffickers can use the internet in order to connect with people and to form relationships with them, to exploit them. And today we're going to talk about some of the terms that are used when describing traffickers using these techniques. So, Julia, today we're going to talk about grooming. So, what is online grooming when traffickers use that?
Online grooming is how a person builds a relationship with a child or a vulnerable adult to manipulate, abuse, and exploit them. So some examples of that is just on social media. They'll create a fake profile to connect with a child or a vulnerable adult, and they'll find common interests. So anything like body shaming, bullying, something that the child may be going through, family issues, or even just like sports that they like, or fashion, or something that they like. So they'll try to connect with the child in that way, and
They're
just
trying to build trust and get them to open up to them and feel like they can relate to that person. So they spend a lot of time trying to build this relationship so that they can get to know that person better, find out their likes and dislikes, and have a common bond with them.
and another example is like love bombing. So they'll find a picture that is nice, and they'll just like put heart eyes or just love emojis to just, but they do it in an excessive way. So they just will spam their comments or just like every picture and DM them like, oh, this is cute. Like just do extra stuff to make that person feel important and just build a level of trust with them to exploit them.
So they will try to shower them with gifts or affection so that they can make that person feel like, oh, they really like me, like I
Yeah.
like them, and so that they'll let their guard down in order for them to go the extra mile.
And something else they will try to do is try to get you to keep secrets. So they'll be like, this stays between us. Don't tell your parents. Don't tell anybody. And that can lead to another form of grooming called sextortion, which will explain.
So sextortion is a form of online blackmail using nude images. So the person will try to get that person to send them a picture or a video of themselves that's nude or in a compromising situation. And then they'll take that picture and they'll threaten them to send them more pictures or more videos or anything that they can use against them. If they don't use that, they don't send them more pictures or more images or more videos, then they threaten to share it with other people, like the person's parents, or their school or their friends, and they demand money in return or more content. So it's something that has been increasing with teenage boys, and because of that, boys have been ashamed, embarrassed. They feel isolated, and so eventually they will threaten to commit suicide because they feel like there's no way out. And some ways that you can help kids to be um, more, you know, safe online is to teach them to be suspicious if they're having a conversation with somebody and then that person wants to go to another platform in order to continue that conversation. Also, be never send any compromising images of yourself, no matter who's asking for them. And then also don't open attachments from somebody that you don't really know because that could lead to your account being hacked. So next thing we're going to talk about boundaries that parents can have to protect their children. So the most effective prevention is an educated child. So the best tool to keeping your child safe is continuous open communication, having conversations about online safety and teaching them these things. Um, Also, teaching your kids how to navigate the internet and social media. And then if your child has an app or wants an app, on their phone, then you should also have it so that you can explore that app. You can learn about its features, and you should also assume that all apps have a messaging capability. So teaching your children not to message people that they don't really know. This will help them to better understand the potential opportunities for predators to contact your child. And then use privacy settings to safeguard your personal photos and videos, and determine how comfortable you are with who shares what you share online. So you can make your settings private in your account. So how do you identify a fake account online?
Some ways to identify a fake account is looking at the profile picture. So if there's no profile picture at all, that's suspicious, and you should probably look into that. If there is a profile picture and you want to see if it's real or not, you can screenshot that profile picture, go over to Google image search, and then Google will show you if that picture's been used like on other accounts or other websites and things like that to see if it's an actual person or not. Another way is to check their followers. So if they have a following that's under 100, that's suspicious, and you can look into that as well. But also, if they have a following that may be more than 100, that's you can also look into that because that might not be a child, that might be a.
Okay, so I'm going to just ask you a couple of questions before we share some tips on being safe on the internet. So, are you friends on social media with anyone that you don't personally know?
No, I'm pretty much notified.
Okay. Have you ever had somebody who tried to friend request you that you didn't know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just don't accept friend requests from people you don't know.
Mm.
Okay. Have you ever had someone you don't know try to chat with you online?
Yeah.
And what did you do in that instance?
Um, this is when I was younger, so I would like depending on the situation. So if it's someone like that's they either comment on the picture or they're not really asking too much information on it, say thank you and I leave it as that. But if it's someone trying to engage in conversation, I at that age would engage, and then depending on where the conversation went, I would either like if it was bad, I would block them and then stop talking to them, or I would just completely stop talking.
So how old were you when that happened?
I was in middle school. Middle school, so
Yeah,
like
so most middle school kids are wanting to have followers or a lot of friends on social media. So I think a lot of kids will fall prey to accepting friend requests from people that they don't know, or even chatting with people that they don't know because they feel like, wow, they like me, they're interested in me. I want to, give them the time because they're paying attention.
yeah,
You think that's common?
yeah, I do.
So recently I did a survey at a high school where I asked the kids in the class both of those questions, and 90% of the students said yes to both of those questions. So the first question, are you friends on social media with anybody that you don't know? 90% raised their hand and said yes. The second question, have you ever had someone you don't know try to chat with you? 90% said yes once again. And even said that they chatted or talked with somebody or even accepted those friend requests from people that they didn't know. So that just proves that, people are looking for followers, they're looking for numbers, and even if they don't know that person, they'll accept their request or they'll allow them to follow them on social media because a lot of kids don't have private accounts or like with Instagram, if it's not private, then anybody can follow you.
Mhm.
If it's private, they have to ask you to do that. So there are a lot of apps out there. There are a lot of ways that people can get in contact with kids. And so we want everybody to be safe. So here are some safety tips that you can follow.
So never share pictures of yourself online that you wouldn't want your family to see, your teachers to see, or that's what I'm saying. Pictures.
So if you don't want grandma to see it, don't post it. Set your user profile to private so only real friends can get access. Know who you're chatting with because a friend is not always a friend.
Treat people online as you would in person. Be polite. There's no reason to be rude or try to attack people. If you wouldn't say it, around your grandmother or your mom and dad, don't say it on social
Or
media.
even in front of that person. Like if you wouldn't say it to their face, don't say it behind the screen. because I think that's really a lot of people have gone, uh, out of the way of being rude these days because they don't feel like there's going to be anything that's going to happen because of that. Don't share personal information online, such as your full name, your school, your address, your phone number, passwords. If people are asking questions about your parents, your siblings, like just don't share that information because you never know what they want to do with it.
Don't meet up in person with anyone you met online. That's really dangerous, especially because you don't know that person. You haven't had a conversation with them face to face, so it might not really be them, and it just could be a bad situation.
Yeah, and like we said, people will set up fake profiles and pretend to be somebody else. So you might think it's a 14-year-old boy and it's a 45-year-old man. Or you think it's a 12-year-old girl and it's, 35-year-old woman. So you really want to be safe about that. Report suspected abuse to law enforcement or a trusted adult. So um, you definitely want to report something that is suspicious. Parents, check your child's social media accounts and set boundaries with your children. Make checking their phones and devices a normal expectation so that if you're coming up to them and saying, hey, it's time for me to check your phone, they're not like, no way, you're not having my phone. It's mine. It's private. No, it's not private. If they're under 18 and you're paying for that device, it's yours. And you have every right to have access to it. So don't feel bad about that because you need to protect your kids. And if they're having suspicious activities on their phones or devices, if they have nude pictures on there, they're sending videos, you really need to know about that so that you can protect your child. So internet safety is so important. So we hope that this has helped you today to be more proactive while you're protecting your children and also to know what to look for. Anything else you want to share?
Just to go back to the reporting topic, there's ways you can report even post online as well. So if there's something inappropriate you see online or just on YouTube or whatever, you can hit that report button so they can take the proper precautions to get that done.
Right. Thank you. All right, Julia, it was great talking with you again. I look forward to having more conversations where we can educate everyone about the issue of human trafficking and how you can prevent it. Have a great day.